Hey there guys, and welcome to this quick video on inheritance in Python 3 made as simply as possible. Now if you're here, it's likely because you're a beginner to Python, and what I've done, I've just released a brand new 16.5 hour course on Udemy, which is completely free for the next few months. There's a link in the description if you want to go take a look. It's full of quizzes, coding assignments, reference code, etc. So if you're looking to learn the Python language from scratch, feel free to take a look. Now, inheritance in Python is something that's fairly straightforward, but can get more complex the later on you go down in the language. So I want to cover the basics in this video, just do a quick example and just show you the basic ins and outs of inheritance. So in a nutshell, inheritance is when we have a type which inherits things from its parent class. So in this case here, I've got a class called vehicle, and this is going to be called the super or a parent class. These are interchangeable, you can call it whatever you want really, but superclass, parent class, whatever you want to call it, that's going to be fine. And this is going to be a simple class, and this only has two attributes. It has color and make here, and on line 12 I've got an instance of this object. So if I just go ahead and do print a.color and then a.make here, because I've passed in black and Ford, that's going to have those bits of information when we do this. So black Ford, there we go. Now, the idea of a superclass or a parent class is that these are generally more broad. So in this case here, we could have a vehicle class, which contains basic information such as color and make. We then might have subclasses which are more specific. So you might have like a motorbike, a bus, or a car. Those are all going to have a color and a make. But if you take a bus and a motorcycle, those are going to have vastly different bits of information. So those could be our subclasses. So in this situation, we're going to make a, I think we'll do a motorbike subclass. The idea of this is that we can offload the color and the make bits of information to the vehicle superclass, and then our motorbike subclass can just handle a simple bit of information by itself. We can also look at putting a method inside here as well, and of course all of the subclasses which inherit this also inherit that method. So let's go ahead and do that here. The first one we're going to do is define our class. So we'll do class and let's call it motorbike. And now what's different this time is that inside the parentheses, we're going to pass in vehicle here. This is basically saying that this new class we're making is inheriting everything from this class. And because this class requires us to use color and make, we have to be really careful when setting up the init method of our motorbike class here. So I'm going to say def self as always. I'm going to pass in color and make first. Let's do color and make, and to keep it simple, we'll do an additional parameter, just power. So basically we're going to take color and make, and we're going to send those off to the superclass to be dealt with up there. The motorbike class itself is going to deal with power here. So I just want to quickly label this here. This is going to be our sub or child class. Okay. Now, the next bit's quite interesting, and it uses some fairly interesting lingo. Because we want to send these upstairs, essentially, so send these up to the super or the parent class, you can do it in a few ways. You could do vehicle.init, or you could actually use this function called super. And what this does, this essentially says, because in this case, motorbike inherits from vehicle, so vehicle is the superclass. This function already detects what the superclass is. So we don't have to reference vehicle by name. We can just use super and then do super.init like this here. See that come up? So now we're saying go to whatever superclass I have, call its initialization method, and because it requires two things, color and make, we'll just take those from here, pass those in there. So that's being handled by the superclass now. So I'm just going to write that here. However, in our class, say our motorbike class, we can handle power by ourselves, just like that. I'm going to hit run, check there's no syntax errors, and there's not, which is good. And now I can do b is equal to motorbike, and there we go. You see color, make any. So I'm going to quickly pass in, say red. Let's say this is a Honda, and let's say it's power, and let's say it's, I don't know, say it's 700 cc. Let's just check that. And there we go. I'm going to quickly call the vars function. What vars does, vars reveals all of the attributes as a dictionary for a specific instance. So if I say print me the vase of B, there we go. Color, red, make Honda, so on and so forth. So what happened there? Let's just recap that. We created a motorbike class which inherited from vehicle. Vehicle's defined here. Because vehicle requires two things to be passed in, color and make, we have to make sure that our class we've inherited, or in this case our motorbike, which inherits from vehicle, we need to make sure that also has color and make. And then inside this super init, we just send those off to the super class. So super is saying go to vehicle, then it's saying from vehicle, call its initialization method, and then here you go, here's color and make. So that's going to be satisfied here. And then we have self.power, so that's saying the motorbike class itself is responsible for setting up power. And there we go, that's a basic example of inheritance. What we'll do now is look at a quick method as well. So the idea for this is I'm going to do a quick method here, and let's just say, let's just do color show. So I'll do something really simple for this. And let's just do a quick print statement, and we'll just say what the color is. So we'll do an F string in here, and we'll say the color is, I can spell it right. Let's see, just like that. And then inside here, we'll do self.color like that. Now, I want to try something. If I say, for example, print dir of A, this directory function is going to show all the attributes and methods that A has. So let's run that. And we can see it has that color show method here. Okay, and that's fine because color show exists inside the vehicle class, so we'd expect that. Now let's try and do dir of B. B has the same method, color show. That's because obviously this method is defined inside the vehicle class. Motorbike then inherits from the vehicle class, so therefore that has the same method. And we can prove this as well. We can do a.colorShow, and then I'm going to steal this, put this on the line below, and then do b.colorShow like that. And there we go. So that's just a simple idea. And I mean, I know this may seem trivial, but this has much bigger applications further on down the line. You might be doing this in a situation where you might have 10 or 11 different subclasses. And if you feel like those subclasses all share some common behavior, such as a couple of methods, you could easily put those in a parent class and then just inherit. So that way you haven't got to be writing this out multiple times in all of your different classes. In future videos, I'm going to show some more complex ideas, such as how to do str. We could do some operator overloading with any of these methods as well. But yeah, cheers for watching, guys, and have a great rest of your day. See ya.